But obviously, when you look at what took place in Bolivia with Evo Morales recently, will you say that because you can see in South America with the death of Hugo Chavez and what happened to Evo Morales, this is the direct behavior of the old CIA operation, like Allen Dulles did in his time, and Kennedy tried to replace this. Will you say that Trump is clear concerning this foreign policy, or will you say that Trump is not so clear with the continuation of this? Because sometimes it seems that Trump is playing a strange game. He seems to applaud some of the events that took place, and which is a bit contradictory from his promises. He has been elected. He promises not to overthrow other regime over the world and to focus on his own economy. But when you see the coup d'etat that took place in South America, it seems that nothing has changed, in fact.
Well, without meaning this as an apology for Trump, I want to point out that he doesn't have his own people in place. We see that in terms of this parade of diplomats from the Ukraine hearings. William Taylor, George Kent, Fiona Hill. These are anti-Trump people who are still in positions of power. Now, here's what I would argue. Because of Russiagate, he's been on the defensive since the day he entered office. And anytime he shows any moves toward going against what he called the swamp, he's hit with another scandal. Now, on the other hand, I'm sure he doesn't really understand fully what's going on in Latin America. It's not his area of interest. But at the same time, you have the Morales coup in Bolivia. You have other, Bolsonaro in Brazil. You just had an election in Argentina that threw out the Wall Street puppet Macri. You have millions of people in the streets of Chile, finally about to overturn the legacy of Pinochet, which was an American CIA coup. You have Trump working with López Obrador. No one thought that would happen. López Obrador is known as a leftist, a socialist, whatever. He and Trump have a complicated but decent relationship. Where Trump can see, one other example is with China, where you have crazies like Marco Rubio from Florida, who's the legacy of the old gusanos of the Cuban movement, who are calling for literally a war with China. They insisted you have to say something about Hong Kong. And he said, look, we want democracy in Hong Kong, but I leave that to my good friend Xi Jinping, who I trust and admire. So Trump is trying to navigate an extremely small channel with a very small group of people, many of whom are not that competent, like this guy Sondland, who became his ambassador to the European Union. But I think on the important issues, the life and death issues for the planet, which include U.S.-Russia relations, U.S.-China relations, Trump has done the right thing. In the Middle East, he's done the right thing. Do I think he's right in defending Israel to the extent he has? No, but I think he's got a different plan there. And in fact, I think Trump's view is farm some of this out to Putin. Let Putin deal with it, because Putin also has good relations with Israel and with Saudi Arabia. So I think they're trying to carry out a change from the neoconservative unilateralist paradigm to a new paradigm. And it's going to take a while, but that's why I'm devoting almost all of my activity, and Larouche PAC is devoting its activity to stopping this coup, but stopping it by showing that the people who are running the coup are the same people who ran the wars, run the torture and terror operations, and also run the International Monetary Fund austerity policies that are destroying nations. And if Trump were to be more open and clear on that, I think he would be able to drain the swamp and clean things up. And why he's not, I can't really tell you.